to design our IoT based systems. Okay, the first one is the sensors. Now, why we need sensor in any type of IoT system or any type of embedded devices? There are mainly three. There are mainly three parts. Okay, first one is a sensor. Second one is a processor, and third one is the devices. Okay, so in any type of devices, in any type of system, all these three phases can exist simultaneously, or we can use only the sensor and processor part, or processor and device part. Okay, but you cannot see any such device where the sensor and devices are there, no processors are there. That is not possible in case of IoT or embedded based systems. So what is the function of sensors? So as from the name implies that it senses something. Okay, so what it can sense? So it can sense temperature, it can sense humidity, it can sense pressure, voltage, current, light intensity, etc., etc. It can sense this type of parameters. Okay, the next part is the processor. Okay, now what is the function of processor? The function of processor is basically uh, processor can sense or process the sense parameter which are collected from the sensors, and after processing those sense parameters, it can transfer those sense parameters to the devices. Okay, for example, I want to design and develop such a system where, for example, in my house, I want to design and develop such a system where, depending on the temperature, my fan speed will be regulated. Okay, so I don't need to. So basically, I don't need a regulator. Okay, so if the temperature, so I can program my device in such a way that if the temperature is less than 16 degrees centigrade, then the fan will. Sorry.
বাট বেশি জোরে শুনিস না, ঠিক আছে? কারণ আমি কথা বলবো না।
Hello. Okay, so basically, depending on the temperature, the fan speed will be regulated. So suppose the temperature, I can program the processor in such a way that if the temperature is less than 16 degrees centigrade, then the fan will be turned off. If the temperature is in between 16 to say 22 degrees centigrade, then uh, the fan will rotate and say 20% speed. Okay, if the temperature is greater than say 35 or 36, then fan will be rotate in full speed. Okay, or I can uh, make such decision that depending on the temperature, the speed will be regulated. Okay, unless I have some fever or some fever. So যদি জ্বর হয়ে থাকে তাহলে তো ফ্যানটা এমনি আমি অফ করে রাখবো। So that is basic IoT system, or basic embedded systems. So first one, I need sensors, and the second one, I need a connectivity through my sensors, and third one is the people and processes. But here people and processes basically means the devices. I am referring to the devices from where I am transferring all those data. Okay, so from the first slide, I am mentioning one particular term, that is embedded system. Okay, so here the processor I am using, all of their embedded devices. Okay, so have you, so all of all of you are from electronics and communication background. So can you tell me the what is embedded systems? If you know, obviously, if you know, then you can tell me. Just turn on your microphone and just tell me what is embedded system. If you know, then it will be helpful for me that how much I have to say. Any idea? You can turn on your microphone and communicate with me. What is embedded system?
Embedded system, it is not, it is a interconnection between the microprocessor and microcontroller programs, uh, as well as the codes which I have the main various kinds of the sensor devices, like no sorry devices like the sensor parts, as well as the optical devices.
So what do you mean by then microprocessor or microcontroller? So you said na, you said what you, it's a microprocessor, microcontroller. You have said something. So what is microprocessor? So I think you know what is a microprocessor and microcontroller. So just tell me what is a microcontroller and microprocessor. Okay. So without wasting any time, I'm just clearing out the doubts. So embedded system is nothing but which are born to do some particular task. ওকে, তো তুমি যে অ্যান্সার দিলে সেটা হচ্ছে একটা পরীক্ষায় খাতায় লেখার জন্য একটা অ্যান্সার। যাই হোক, লেম্যান টার্মে বোঝানোর জন্য একটু অন্যভাবে বলতে হতো। So embedded system is nothing but which are the devices which are born to do some specific task. They are known as embedded devices. For example, our washing machine, for example, our printer, for example, our telephone, not our smartphone. Okay, I'm talking about the late 90s or late 80s telephone. Okay, so all those are embedded devices. Okay, for our wireless keyboard, our router, so they are embedded devices. So no, why they are embedded devices? Because print, the job of the printer is to print our necessary documents. The function of the washing machine to wash our dirty clothes. Okay, the function of keyboard is to just whatever we are typing, just transmit those typed values to our laptop or PC. Okay, so so that's why we say these are the embedded devices, because they are born to do this particular task. Okay, now all the microcontrollers are embedded devices, and but not all the microprocessor they are embedded devices. Now what is a processor and what is a controller, that you have to know. Now let's see. Suppose you want to buy a laptop. So you go to any laptop or computer shop and you say, just you say to the shopkeeper that give me a 4 GB of RAM, give me a 500 GB of hard disks, give me uh, this 15.6-inch say LCD or LED screen. So you are using, and give me a say Core i3 processor, for example. So after buying all these stuffs, you are using it for more than 2.5 years, and after 2.5 years or after 3 years, you notice that uh, the work you're doing or the software you are loading, that is not going to work with the 4 GB of RAM. Okay, and suppose there are lots of spaces required for your hard disk. So what you need to do, you just go to the shop. You don't, again, you're not buying any type of laptops. Okay, you're just buying only the required parts. That is, you're buying extra 4 GB or extra 8 GB of RAM. You're buying a 1 TB of or a 2 TB of hard disks. Okay, so as you're using in laptop or computers, as there are processors. So basically, in case of processors, the memory unit, the RAM unit, the ROM unit, okay, all the peripherals, it can be changed. Okay, so you can replace all those peripherals. You can integrate or disintegrate all those peripherals. আমি চাইলে র্যামটাকে বাড়াতে পারি কি কমাতে পারি, হার্ড ডিস্কটার ক্যাপাসিটি বাড়াতে পারি কি কমাতে পারি। ওকে, depending on our need. But in case of controllers, like for example, Wi-Fi use a controller, keyboard use a controller, printer, washing machine, they use a controller. Okay, but in case of all these parts, we cannot change. its memory. A controller is nothing but which have some particular processor and also have some dedicated RAM, dedicated ROM, dedicated input output ports. Okay. Now, why I am saying these are dedicated ports? Now, dedicated means basically we cannot change it. Okay, because we don't need to change all these parts as we know what the what type of tasks they are going to perform. Okay, so I know or we know that the job of the printer is to print on essay document, so it will print only documents. Okay, তার বাইরে অন্য কিছু করবে না. Okay, so washing the job of the washing machine is to rotate the motor. Okay, in different directions and in different speed, তার বাইরে অন্য কিছু কাজ করবে না. So basically at we already know what type of tasks these devices are going to perform. So as we know, so therefore we also know how much memory it's going to be it's going to require. But in case of laptop, in case of computer, we don't know how much amount of memory or RAM ROM it's going to need. Okay, তুমি আজকে একটা MATLAB software, you installed MATLAB software, you think the 4 GB of RAM is sufficient, and after that you installed another software, for example you installed Android Studio. Okay, then you will notice that the 4 GB RAM is not sufficient for your device. Okay. So why we choose IoT? So basically, it is flexible configuration. Okay, access obviously a technology integrator, and also uh, it is integrating human society. Hello, is someone asking any questions? Someone is turned on their microphone. Are you asking any questions? Okay. So if you want to ask any type of question, then you can turn on your microphone and ask me. And feel free to ask me. Uh, so it's basically integrating human society, physical system. Obviously, it's a flexible configuration and also acts as a technology integrator. Okay. So why it's a flexible configuration and also acts as a technology integrator, that I will discuss when I will show some demonstration, 3 or 4 demonstration related to IoT.